Welcome on Easy Learning. Now we are going to cover next question of BPC-001. It is question number 6. Define the concept of psychophysics. It is psychophysics. Describe the methods of determining threshold. Answer. The concept of psychophysics. Okay. In the branch of psychology, psychophysics is the part which studies quantitative relationship between physical stimulus and related sensation or experience of that stimulus. Psychophysics depicts the relationship between physical and psychological dimensions of a stimulus. Psychophysics equal to psycho plus physics, where psycho refers to sensation and perception. T. Fechner, it is given, and Weber, W-E-B-E-R, and Fechner were the major contributors. It means T. Fechner and Weber, okay, and Fechner, F-E-C-H-E-N-R, they were the major contributors of father of psychophysics. The study of a stimulus-response relationship and the methodologies both are denoted, which is used in psychophysics. The relationship between physical stimulus and the sensation and perception, the effect are investigated quantitatively in psychophysics. Psychophysics refers to a general class of methods that can be applied to a study of perceptual system. A psychometric includes objective, standardized, reliable, predictive, and non-discriminatory subjects. The field of psychophysics was pioneered by Gusten, G-U-S-T-N, Gusten, Fechner, F-E-C-H-N-E-R, in the 1860s. Fechner introduced various methods for quantitatively measuring the relationship between stimuli and perception. His methods included the method of limits, the method of adjustment, and the method of constant stimuli. Each method measures our responses to a stimulus in a different way. They are used to measure absolute threshold, or the smallest detectable amount of a stimulus. Exemplifying, he says, if we are looking at your response to watermelon and want to measure your absolute threshold, we would look for the smallest piece of watermelon that you could taste. If we were looking at the visual sensation, we would look at the smallest amount of light that you could detect. Measurement of absolute threshold is the problem related to the detection of minimum stimulus. It is the sensory threshold and is the minimum amount of stimulation required for a person's sense organ to detect a stimulus 50% of the time. It is that minimum quantity of a stimulus which evokes sensation or experience for 50% of the time. It is known as detection threshold, objective threshold, absolute time, RETZ, R-E-T-Z, L-I-M-E-N, Lyman, sensation threshold, or absolute sensitivity. It is applied on the entire senses like auditory, olfactory, pain, vibrolactile, and visual threshold. Measurement of differential threshold is the problem related to detection of minimum stimulus differences, change order for the difference to be noticeable, detectable at least half a time. a minimum difference in stimulation that a person can detect 50% of the time, or minimum stimulus quantity which on increasing or decreasing evokes changes in experiences 50% of the time. It is also known as just noticeable difference, least perceptible difference. The terminal Lyman or threshold is the maximum stimulus quantity which evokes sensation about 50% of the time, or that maximum stimulus quantity that on increase does not evoke sensation of the stimulus. It is also known as maximum perceptible threshold or maximum threshold.